The Israelite Nation, Worldwide Ministries.
Yeah. So we can.
Let me look at all these questions here that you guys have. Is that woman fight in the army? We did that. Should Israelite follow? Should Israelite follow the teachings of Paul?
Oh wow,
That's a strange question to ask.
After this podcast, I think we're not going to revisit these things anymore. Right? It's time. And those of you listening, watching, go through the videos, look at the titles, and you will see. Order Elder Shadrock's books. Look at the videos. You would see that we've discussed these things over and over at length.
Could I use the word camp? Because that is a word I can't get accustomed to. Some camps of your people
Yeah, you can use camps.
say that you have to listen to Paul. And some camp says you don't listen to Paul. Bottom line is, Paul is an Israelite.
Yeah.
He was a punished Israelite because his name was Saul, and that got to do with the importance of name. And the Israelite name was taken away from him, not by man, but given the name Paul as a Gentile, because now he has to go to the Gentile, and he magnifies his office. So now he's a corporal or a private now among the Gentiles, because he's an Israelite, born in Tarsus. Because he's an Israelite, now he's a general above. The Gentiles are now teaching us.
Regardless, even though he's been busted down to a corporal or a private, that is equivalent to a Gentile.
That's right.
General.
That's why he magnifies his office.
Understand.
And if you can see today, the Gentiles are teaching us. And we are, yes, sir, yes, master, yes. We're doing that because we don't have the ability, no political strength, no nothing to do anything.
That is such a sad thing.
It is sad because the first thing we do is fight against each other.
Just imagine if the Gentiles sat Paul down and started teaching Paul.
Hebrew 5 tells us when we're supposed to be teachers. We have one teaching us. When we're supposed to be eating strong meat, we're drinking milk. So I don't understand this. This is number 5. Should Israelite follow the teachings of Paul? Well, if you don't know anything at all about yourself, read Paul, but don't get confused. Because Paul's teachings are for Israelite. And if he doesn't understand what to do, he has to go to the church. And the church is not a building. And the church is Israel.
Romans 5:9. Romans 9. The creed, he says, I say the truth in Christ. I lie not. My brethren according to the flesh, who are Israelites.
Let the world know that that's our creed.
Yeah, and that is our creed, the Israelite creed. And it says it all in there.
We listen to Paul, but Paul is not authority, but he can represent us because he's like a lawyer. You read the story of Paul, and then you would see he stand up before Agrippa and everybody want to know, who the hell is this man?
This guy,
And that is the power we have. But I don't understand. People don't understand that now. So I think that question is answered because you still have to teach about Israel. And that's the point. Who he's teaching to is another matter. But he has to teach about Israel. He has to teach about the God of Israel. He had to teach about himself. He's from Abraham, he's from Isaac, he's from Jacob, and he's from the tribe of Benjamin. So he has the authority to teach, bottom line. So, what is this one? Why Israelite believe
in the Second Testament does Jesus exist? And that's another funny question that we get all the time because we say that it's made up.
Why Israelites believe in the Second Testament? Even though this is answered 1,000,000 times, let's make an attempt to answer this. If we did not read in the New Testament, or what is called the New Testament, we would not know who is a Jew, who is an Israelite. We would not have known the 12 tribes. we not have known anything about prophets? We wouldn't have known about clean or unclean. All of that comes from the Old Testament. And when we believe that the God of Israel has forgotten us, somebody else has come. That is what we're not going to talk
Don't
about.
talk about it.
Somebody else had to come as a last resort to teach us. Right.
Yeah.
So if you're going to just read that,
Yeah.
and because people reading that and teaching us, and that's why they get the opportunity, because it's not in the New Testament about its color, unless it's the last book of the New Testament. But in the Old Testament, you got the book of Lamentation, is visage. The visage is blacker than a coal, and in French, visage is face.
Yes, yes.
So you got Solomon, you got all these people that are black. Job, 30 told you that he's black. So all these things is not so much in the New Testament. So they had the opportunity to have their great painters to start painting everybody white because they were too black. So the New Testament give the authority to the Gentiles to teach us. It's not really the authority. They took the authority because they see an area there in the New Testament where they can
monopolize it and try and get in
they
there.
can change everything and turn everything upside down and put this. My mother never had that though. You know the white people with the ancient dress always be over people dinner table, but the Last Supper.
The Last Supper, yeah. It was a huge picture.
Yeah.
Everyone's
and it used to be mostly sold everywhere, and black people buy it.
Oh yeah.
The Last Supper.
Yeah.
That was Jesus' Last Supper, and he didn't look nothing like that picture.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Okay.
The Gentile, so they took, when you subtract the Old Testament,
Oh yeah, they do that for a reason.
remove it,
Yeah.
then it gives you, like you said, the opportunity to take the lead because you're erasing all of the information leading
Yep.
up to that
Yeah, up to
point.
that point.
Yep.
So, as you said, color, identity, who's from what tribe,
Everything.
what is the law, it's all there.
Yep.
You remove it now, you could say, it is me.
Right.
That's exactly
It's
what happened.
me.
Yep.
That's exactly
And
what
we
happened.
all follow them. We follow them, and it's a fallacy.
That's exactly where are we? Number 6.
Number 7.
Number 7.
Yes. Who are
Who
the
are
heathens?
The heathens?
Like,
What kind of question is that? The heathens are people who don't believe.
Yep.
Look,
Yep.
people say there's one God. That's one of the biggest lies.
Yeah.
So if you don't believe in a Christian God, you're a heathen. That's not the case.
True.
If you don't believe in a God in the Bible,
Yep.
you're a heathen. And heathen is not a bad word.
Yes.
How is it bad? It's bad for people like me and you who don't do that.
do this.
So you're the heathen.
Yeah.
But if the man outside, if he's a green man, a white man, or a yellow man, if he don't believe in it, he has his own God.
Yeah.
Take it
You're
proudly.
the heathen.
Yeah,
Yes,
take it.
That's it.
That's what it
That's
is.
it. That's
Take it
exactly
proudly.
what it is.
So he's the heathen.
Nutshell.
He's going to worship wood and stone.
Whatever he was to, yeah.
A proud heathen.
Yep.
A
Oh, yes.
devoted
Yep.
heathen.
Yep.
Yes.